Woody Hayes, the legend who built Ohio State football. Welcome back to Mystic America, where we uncover the real stories behind America's most legendary figures. Today, we're diving into the life of one of college football's most passionate, unpredictable, and unforgettable coaches, Woody Hayes. Before we begin, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Mystic America for more incredible true stories that shaped American history. Now, let's travel back in time to meet the fiery coach who built the Ohio State dynasty, defined a generation of football, and became a legend unlike any other. He was brilliant, stubborn, and larger than life. He could move grown men to tears with both his rage and his compassion. From farm fields to football glory, this is the story of Woody Hayes, the man who turned Ohio State into a football empire and became the standard by which all Buckeyes are judged. Early life and humble beginnings. Wayne Woodrow Hayes was born on Valentine's Day, 1913, in the tiny Ohio town of Clifton. The son of a schoolteacher and a farmer, Woody learned early the values of hard work and discipline. The family later moved to Newcomerstown, Ohio, and though small-town life shaped him, Woody was always destined for something bigger. He graduated from Denison University with degrees in English and history, later earning a master's in educational administration from Ohio State. Even as a coach, Woody loved the classroom, teaching at OSU during the off-season. When World War II erupted, Hayes paused his coaching career to serve 5 years in the U.S. Navy. The experience would forever shape his leadership style. Disciplined, tough, and precise, qualities that would soon define Ohio State football. The rise to greatness. After the war, Woody returned to coaching, first at Denison, then at Miami University of Ohio, where he met a young player named Bo Schembechler. In 1950, Hayes led Miami to an impressive 9-1 season, catching the attention of Ohio State. When he accepted the Buckeyes head coaching job in 1951, the school had burned through 5 coaches in just over a decade. But Woody wasn't looking for job security. He wanted opportunity. He famously said, "I came here for the opportunity, not the security." It didn't take long for Ohio State to realize what they had found. Not just a coach, but a force of nature. Building a dynasty. Woody's early years were rough, but by his second season, Ohio State was winning. And most importantly, they beat Michigan for the first time in 8 years. That win earned Woody the love of Buckeye Nation. Then came his signature style. 3 yards and a cloud of dust. Hayes built teams that relied on power, a relentless running game, and suffocating defense. He didn't trust the pass, once saying, "There are 3 things that can happen when you pass, and 2 of them ain't good." In 1954, his team went undefeated and claimed the national championship, the first of 5 titles Ohio State would win under Hayes. He would lead the Buckeyes to 205 wins over 28 years, a record that made him one of the most successful coaches in college football history. And then came 1968, perhaps his greatest triumph. That team crushed Michigan 50-14, then went on to win another national title. When asked why he went for a 2-point conversion while already ahead, Woody's answer became legend. Because the rules won't let you go for 3. The 10-Year War, 4 o'clock to 5:10. In 1969, fate brought an old friend back into Woody's life, Bo Schembechler, now head coach at Michigan. Their rivalry became known as the 10-Year War, 10 seasons of brutal football that defined an era. They were teacher and student, mentor and rival. Bo once said, "You didn't just like being around Woody, you loved it." Between them, Ohio State and Michigan dominated the Big Ten, winning nearly every title of the 1970s. Every game was war, not just for victory, but for legacy. Woody's philosophy was simple: "I'll pound you and pound you until you quit." His teams reflected that, strong, disciplined, and unbreakable. The man behind the legend. But Woody Hayes wasn't just fury and football. Behind his explosive temper, the hat throwing, the broken watches, the shattered glasses, was a man of deep compassion. He visited injured players in hospitals, donated his own money to students, and even flew to Harvard to convince a struggling former player not to drop out. That player later became one of the nation's top neurosurgeons. Woody once said, "You can never pay back, but you can always pay forward." It was more than a quote. It was his life philosophy. The fall, but even legends stumble. In 1978, during the Gator Bowl against Clemson, Woody struck an opposing player after an interception, a moment that ended his storied career. Ohio State fired him the next morning. He never coached again, and he never apologized. But those who knew him best understood. Woody's fire burned too bright to ever cool quietly. Legacy Woody Hayes passed away in 1987 at age 74. He once said he wanted to die on the 50-yard line of Ohio Stadium, and though that didn't happen, his spirit never left it. Ohio State built the Woody Hayes Athletic Center in his honor, a monument to a man who shaped generations of players, coaches, and fans. He wasn't perfect, but he was passionate, loyal, and larger than life. Woody Hayes didn't just build a team, he built a legacy. Thank you for watching Mystic America. If you enjoyed this story of Woody Hayes, the man who turned Ohio State into a dynasty, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more legendary American stories. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep the spirit of greatness alive.